Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Retail News Roundup with CommerceIQ. I'm Tim Campbell, CommerceIQ's Head of Industry Insights. And today we have another 4 articles for you to read so you can better understand the week ahead in terms of what's going on in retail, e-commerce, and retail, e-commerce, and the economy as you get into your week. So let's share these articles. You can see what I'm talking about. The first article here is taken from the Washington Post, and it's titled "As Inflation Bogs Down Shoppers, Some Retailers Fare Better Than Others." It's a great recap of some of the top takeaways from last week's earnings reports. That Target, Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's released. So. Kind of really top level takeaways. Of course, the story is all about profitability and profit margins. And despite the fact that Walmart and Target had previously announced they were dealing with some of the same issues of, trying to sell through excess merchandise in discretionary categories, Walmart's profit actually jumped over 8%, and Target's profit actually fell 90%. So very different results. Very different response to the same fundamental challenge. While both retailers were trying to sell through that inventory, what actually occurred was that Walmart, being known for grocery and being known for low prices, actually had a lot of trading down behavior from wealthier shoppers who were able to, or who used Walmart as a destination for shopping for essentials, essentially. Whereas Target did not have that benefit, and Target, of course, being more focused on trends and being more focused on discretionary goods, hurt even more so than Walmart when it comes to drawing down on those excess inventory of discretionary items. Home Depot and Lowe's also showing evidence that the interest around renovations, around home improvement, has been slowing from its from its boom period over the past couple of years. So interesting article. Give it a read. Some good top line takeaways from the earnings reports releases last week. Second article here is from Business Insider, and it's Amazon is pressing pause on dozens more self-checkout grocery stores amid disappointing sales, according to a report. And this is great because it really reveals that Amazon, despite mastering e-commerce, is really struggling when it comes to physical stores. Of course, it has a lot of tech initiatives, such as cashierless checkout, where you can just you can walk in, you can put what you need in your bag, in your purse, and you can walk out without ever having to deal with a pesky checkout experience. But that might not be enough, right, to succeed in physical retail. Physical retail really needs an experience. It's not just about convenience. Convenience is excellent online when you want to do away with the physical store trip entirely. But if you're going to go to a store, chances are you're going there because you like the prices or because you like the experience. Convenience isn't going to cut it. You're just going to go online for convenience. Why you actually go in the store, it has to have a convincing value proposition that Amazon has been struggling with creating for its physical store portfolio. Amazon is in the midst of a reorganization for that division, organizational restructure. So we'll see how that shapes out. And we'll see if it decides to resume these store openings or if it goes a different way. Next article here is taken from TechCrunch, and that's DoorDash is ending its delivery partnership with Walmart. And this is interesting because the landscape for partnerships and competitors is always changing. DoorDash has considered Walmart a partner for the past 4 years, but as Walmart has really built out its own delivery driver network, especially with its Spark platform, that calculus has changed. So Walmart actually recently announced that it is acquiring the company behind that runs a lot of those delivery driver kind of back end details and networking. Delivery Drivers is the name of the company. Runs a lot of the delivery driver networking that the Walmart Spark platform runs off of. Walmart is now acquiring that company. Delivery Drivers is now canceling its non-Walmart contracts. And that means that, Walmart is just investing more and more in its delivery platform, bringing everything in-house. DoorDash is saying, Walmart is no longer a partner as much as they're a competitor. We need to focus elsewhere if we want to grow our business. So an interesting take on the changing dynamics of being a competitor versus being a partner. And then finally, the last article here is taken from ABP Live, and it's focused on India, and it's India's retail inflation likely to ease below 6% by the March quarter, according to analysts. And for several months now, inflationary pressures in India have been easing. They still are above 6%, which is above the government's goal of being in between 2 and 6%. And it's expected to stay above that for a little bit, but over the coming months, it might come down even more so to be within that 2 to 6% range. And interesting here is that a lot of the the Reserve Bank of India's central bank, to some extent, they're taking their cues from the Federal Reserve in the U.S. Right? If the Federal Reserve, in the next month, raises rates by 75 basis points, then that means that India will raise its rates by maybe 50 basis points. So they're maybe not the exact same rate change, but they're certainly taking their cues kind of as a proportion of whatever the Fed does in the U.S. So interesting point to point out that a lot of these countries, whether India, U.S., really Europe, UK, and elsewhere, so many of these countries are dealing with inflation, and by and large, they're adopting the same approach, which is you need to raise rates to maybe tamper down some economic activity and keep inflation from rising higher. And interesting to see that while all these nations are facing the same problem, they're kind of informally orchestrating a similar response according to their respective central banks to tackle it. And it just kind of goes to show not just how much our economies are interconnected globally, purely formally, but also how much they take cues from each other and take cues from the US in terms of tackling similar problems. So great article to read. All four of these are really great if you want to understand what's happening in retail, e-commerce, and the economy. But that about sums it up for today. And if you're interested, we have these sessions pretty much at the same time every week, and that's 4:45 p.m. Eastern and 1:45 p.m. Pacific time. So again, have a great rest of your week. That sums us up for this week, and I will present to you later.